Hello everyone. In the second video, I will be talking about the origins of human language. There are about 8 theories or 8 hypotheses about how human language can appear in the world. The first hypothesis is the science source. The language should appear in Africa based on the DNA studies because the DNA studies of African people are one of purest one. So this is considered as the main and the most primary source of language in the world. The second one is from different source. For example, Abrahamic religions like Islam, Christians, Protestants, and Jews believe that God created language through the first human being, which is Adam. While in another belief, like Hindu, Sarasvati as the Brahma's wife created language for humans being. Next is a natural sound source from Jesperson's 1922, mostly. It's related to the Bowo theory using onomatopoeia, which is words similar to the sounds produced like knocking the door, flip flap, and so on. It is also called as a puhu theory, which refers to the speech developed from the instinctive sounds people make in emotional circumstances, like sobbing, as well as other expressions. The fourth one is a musical source from Darwin. In 1871, Darwin mentions that music comes before the ability to make words, and then the words ability appeared after the human being acquired how to make music. For Darwin, the suspicion does not appear improbable that the progenitors of man, either the males or females or both sexes, before they acquire the power of expressing their mutual love in articulate language, they endeavor to charm each other with musical notes and rhythm. This is supported by several studies like the studies on infant who recognize his or her mother's voices and orient to that voice. Another proof is derived from humpback whale, which has certain musical language, which probably the motivations is to cooperate with each other. Next is the social interaction source, also from Jesperson 1922. According to Jesperson, early humans might have developed distinct grunts, distinct curses, and social calls first before they develop a more complex language expressions. The next one is the physical adaptation source. According to this theory, so because the humans uh, follow the evolutions from the four-leg animals into two-leg human beings, so they also make some physical adaptations regarding the physical tracts and also physical organs to produce sounds. It is especially true for Neanderthals' men's vocal tracts, and it is also proven that the human's teeth, human's lips, mouth, tongue, pharynx, and larynx are different than animals, as shown in the following pictures. This is the human's speech organ. As you can see, the humans have a more complex, although it's quite similar to the one owned by animal like chimpanzee, but it definitely has some differences. On the right side is the human's focal tracts, and in the left side is the primate's focal tract. As you can see, that the larynx are quite different. The epiglottis is wider in animals, while the mouth cavity is wider in primates rather than in humans. And you can also see that the nasal cavity is a bit different. Next is tool-making source, which stated that speech productions must have been superimposed on humans' anatomical features. because humans' anatomical features make it possible to have certain language-related capacity. So this is in examples of neurons and the brains of humans, chimpanzees, baboon, bear, macaque monkey, and mandrills. And as you can see here, humans has larger neuron than those animals, but then the size only is not the guarantee, because in addition to the brain size, we also talks about the neurons, how many neurons are there in the brains. So for example, the humans here has smaller brain compared to African bush elephant, and you can see here that the number of the neurons of humans are about 16.3 billion compared to the African bush elephants, which only have about 5.59 billion neurons. Even the Western gorilla has more neurons connectors inside its brain compared to the African bush elephants. The last theory is the genetic source, in which it is believed that humans are born with a special capacity for language. This hypothesis is supported by two major examples. The first one is that a deaf child can be a fluent sign language user, although the deaf child may not be able to talk like regular human's language. A deaf child can develop him or herself into a fluent sign language user, which means that there is a capacity in a deaf child's brain which help him or her to be a fluent language user. The genetic source is also known as the innate hypothesis, which stated that language is innately pre-programmed and hardwired in our brain, as stated by Noam Chomsky. So according to Chomsky, humans have what he called as a universal grammar, or also called in the past as language acquisition device, which is pre-programmed and hardwired in our brain, which help the human to acquire language better and easier compared to animals. From those 8 hypotheses, which one do you think is more plausible and why? Thank you so much.